So in biogeography, we have studied about soil. Soil का अपना type पढ़ा है, soil formation का तरीका भी पढ़ा है. In this class, one of the two important components of biogeography, that is something regarding life. One is plant, another one is animal. Plant kingdom and animal kingdom है. तो इसका distribution, how it is being distributed on the Earth's surface, that is very relevant. Today, what we are going to discuss is the plant kingdom. How the plant or plants or the trees or the forest, जो भी हो, how it is being distributed throughout the Earth's surface. इसके बारे में. So the global distribution of flora. So what is this flora stand for? Flora is a single name. It's a single name given to all the plants and plant life. जो भी एक area होगा, एक particular time होगा, उसी time में एक particular जगह में how the plants is being distributed. Whatever the plants or the combination of plants in that particular region, that is called the flora. So what is flora? Flora is a single name given to all the plants existing in a particular region or in a particular time period. अभी पुराना वो ancient time में कौन सी था, medieval time में कौन सी था, अभी recent time में कौन सी plant है, these all varies. तो ऐसे नहीं तो region, अभी tropical region में कैसा है, temperate region में कैसा है, polar region में कैसा है, तो ऐसे, or the combination of both the region and the time, that is called flora. So इसके global distribution of all the plants of regions, that is what we are going to discuss today. So what are the major floral components? First one is, we know that it is forest, whether it is evergreen forest, whether it is deciduous forest, whether it is tundra forest, whether it is taiga forest, जो भी हो इसका extension. Then another component is the grasslands. Then the desert vegetations. We know the desert vegetation is entirely different from all other vegetation. तो forest vegetation हो गया, desert हो गया, grassland हो गया. Along with this, we have savanna vegetation cover also. Savanna में ऐसा है, it comprises of grass होगा and it consists of trees. Here and there or irregularly, there is distribution of trees as well. So it is not purely forest, it is not purely grassland. It is a mixture of these two, savanna vegetation. So these are the major components when we say about the flora. The word flora comes from a Roman goddess of flower. Sometimes it also represents the season of spring. So flora came from Roman word. And when we say about the distribution of animal or the plant, both, there is two kind of terms. One is cosmopolitan, another one is endemic. Same and similar species widely distributed all over the world. Same and similar species widely distributed all over the world. ये जो species होगा, human, just take human beings. Human beings are similar species है, Homo sapien है, and it is widely distributed throughout the earth. So humans are cosmopolitan. Instant अभी endemic बोलने से, same and similar species होगा, but it is limited to particular geographical location. It will not found on some other place. वो दूसरे जगह पे it will not be occur. Say for example, यहाँ अरुणाचल प्रदेश में, you know the mithun. It is not widely distributed. It is limited to particular geographical area. It is limited to a particular area only. You can't see it in a tropical region or some other desert region, you can't see it. You can see it in a mountainous region. You can see it in a temperate region. You can see it in a cold area. So that is endemic. Like the same, plants also has the same distribution. कुछ plants तो ऐसा होगा that is being seen everywhere, cosmopolitan. But some तो ऐसा होगा it is rarely seen in other places. That is endemic. So what is flora? Flora है all plants का एक group, particular region. But within this, it can be divided into cosmopolitan and endemic. अभी forest cover बोलने से, whether it is grassland बोलने से, whether it is desert region बोलने से, they are all, we know that it is a particular ecological area. Ecological area है बोलते. अपना एक characteristic होगा, अपना एक vegetation cover होगा, उसके अंदर even there is variation in the fauna or that means animals का भी type vary होगा, climate का type vary होगा, sometimes the soil vary होगा. So all this happens, and for these plants is the distribution, whether it is a cosmopolitan or endemic, there are certain factors which influence this distribution. What are they? It can be divided into abiotic and biotic. Biotic means something related to living beings. Abiotic means it does not have life. So what are they? Abiotic में होगा because for the distribution of plants, more than this biotic, abiotic things are very much relevant. The soil, the air, the water, the nutrients, the temperature, and the light. Actually, this is not in our syllabus, but for understanding, you have to understand what are the major factors which influences. So biotic being soil. Last time when we studied, I said we have different type of soil and it varies in their fertility rate, water holding capacity, density, air holding capacity. All these are different. So some plants grow in some particular soil only. अभी mountain area में बहुत ज़्यादा plantation है, plantations crops, because it's need that kind of soil. वो ऐसा एक soil चाहिए, mountain soil चाहिए. नहीं तो alluvial area में बहुत ज़्यादा agriculture production है, क्योंकि it is very fertile. But that is not happening in some other places. अभी desert region or arid region, semi-arid region में that does not happen, because उसके अंदर soil अलग है. Soil के अंदर salt content ज़्यादा होगा, नहीं तो pH content ज़्यादा होगा, वो acidity ज़्यादा होगा, alkalinity ज़्यादा होगा. So all this depends the growth of a plant. Plant का growth के लिए ये सब इसमें interfere करेगा. Then comes the air. Air means the wind action. तो wind और air होने से अभी air means atmosphere. Atmosphere में क्या है? Oxygen का percent होनी चाहिए. So for every living beings, for plant also it requires oxygen. It also requires carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis के लिए it requires carbon dioxide. So all these are content of air. तो ये कम है, ये ज़्यादा है. All these factors affect the growth of a plant. Then water. Of course, water is very much required for all the plants. But in desert region, अभी बोलने से water scarcity है. But the plants are adapted to that. Even if it gets small amount of water, it has the ability to store that water. तो ऐसा भी इसका वेरिएशन है, प्लांट्स का वेरिएशन है. कुछ जगहों पे बहुत ज्यादा अभी फॉरेस्ट एरिया में क्यों इतना ज्यादा आ रहा है? Because it provides fertile soil, it provides good water. Then comes the nutrients. Nutrients are actually the food of plants. Plants का अपना food है. Without nutrients, plant can't grow. So ability of the soil to have these nutrients that also affect the distribution. बहुत ज्यादा nutrient है तो बहुत ज्यादा growth होगा, nutrients कम हो तो उधर plants का growth कम होगा. Then temperature and light. For the growth of plants, temperature, minimum temperature is required, minimum light condition is required, minimum water content is required, that is precipitation of course, or groundwater potential that is required. तो ये सब चीज इसमें very much essential है plant का growth के लिए. On the other side, what are the biotic factor? One is competition. अभी एक जगह है, उस जगह पे बहुत ज्यादा animals है and the resource is कम. If the resource is less, there should be problem of survival. तो some predators को देखा होगा, अभी बहुत ज्यादा if you have seen the Animal Planet or Discovery ऐसा कुछ channel देखने से you can see eating and being eaten. Lion होगा, lion will eat कुछ ऐसा herbivores को एक खाएगा. So there is a food chain. So if the number of herbivores will become less or the number of lion will increase, so there will start competition or the fight for survival. So that abhi zyada herbivores ho to the carnivores will also move to that path. Abhi herbivores other hone ke liye kya chahiye? There should be enough plant, there should be enough vegetation. If there is no vegetation, they don't go there. तो ऐसा एक इंटर रिलेशनशिप है. देन द डिसीजेस, अभी कुछ एरिया पे ज्यादा डिजीज कंटिन्यूअसली देयर इज सम काइंड सॉर्ट ऑफ डिसीजेस ऑकरिंग. सो व्हाट हैपेंस? ऑफ कोर्स दे विल डाई. द प्लांट, वेदर इट इज प्लांट्स और वेदर इट इज एनिमल, दे विल डाई. सो दैट विल कॉज रिडक्शन इन देयर नंबर. देन अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इज ह्यूमंस. तो प्लांट है अभी for deforestation, for afforestation, the main culprit is the humans. Forest निकालते हैं कुछ पर्पस के लिए. Sometimes we are planting it also, afforestation. So man has also the ability to control the distribution of plants on the earth surface. So these are the major factors which influence the world distribution of plants. It is not that much relevant, but for your information, I am making this. Now let's see the the global distribution of flora. अभी flora कितना type का है, ये कहाँ पर distribute किया है. So when we say about the floral distribution, it includes one of the important biomes is the forest biome. Then the savanna biomes, then the grasslands, then tundra, then the desert. These are the 5 major important biomes that includes the flora. It also includes the faunal activity also, but it is this classification is mainly based on the floral distribution. Forest. We know that there is rainy forest here, there is deciduous forest here. Rainy forest means more than 300 centimeters of rainfall continuous मिलेगा उस area पे. And that will be mostly green green forest होगा, evergreen forest होगा. That will be continuous, उसका vegetation green evergreen होगा, इसमें लीफ शेडिंग नहीं होगा. देन द डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट होगा. डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट आने से उसमें तो क्या होगा, महागनी या बनी जैसा ट्रीज होगा, इसके अंदर से देयर विल बी लीफ शेडिंग होगा. सीजनल, समटाइम्स इट विल बी समर, समटाइम्स इट विल बी विंटर, बेस्ड ऑन द ट्री टाइप्स. देयर विल बी डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट. देन द टाइगा फॉरेस्ट, द coniferous forest, that is mostly seen in the polar regions, नहीं तो high altitude regional where there is cool temperature or the cold temperature. These are the forest biomes. Then comes the savanna biomes. So forest biomes, if you look, it can be seen in India में है, Africa में है, almost all continents may you can see, except Antarctic region or the Arctic area. Other even those areas leave the Antarctica or Arctic area. Even in colder area, you can find different sort of forest. Taiga forest उधर होगा, नहीं तो टुंड्रा forest उस जगह पे जरूर होगा. And so it is widely distributed throughout the Earth's surface, these forest biomes. Then comes the savanna biomes. The vegetation in tropical and subtropical. This vegetation is mainly covered in the tropical area and the subtropical area. That means it requires some sort of temperature. There is some sort of dryness. Trees grow with rare and abhi beach mein trees hoga, and intercepted with shrubs and grasses. So it's a combination of shrubs, grasses, and trees. Mostly, if you look, it will have a browny color or the orange color, because that is almost in a semi-arid condition hoga iske अंदर maximum. And it is widely distributed in Australia, Brazil, Venezuela, and Indonesia. Then comes the grassland biomes. From the name itself, we know that that is the area where the grasses are mostly dominated. And there is small trees hoga, but rarely it is being identified. Most of the area is being covered by the grasslands. So stretching from Australia में है, अर्जेंटीना में है, ब्राजील में है, यूएस में है, नॉर्थ अफ्रीका में है. यहाँ मेन चीज यह है, rainfall इसमें irregular. There is enough rainfall, but it is irregular. So big trees तो उधर ज्यादा नहीं होगा, but soil have its moisture to feed small plants. That is why there is too much of grasses. Then the tundra region. Tundra region is also mainly dominated by grasses hai, and these grasses are dark, very small hoga, like mosses. Utna chota grasses hoga, not like the grassland biomes, because there the temperature is very cold. Northern Russia, northern Canada, almost in Arctic region का सामने है ये टुंड्रा areas. तो इसका क्या प्रॉब्लम है? There will be cold temperature and the area will reach below freezing point. तो उधर आइस का presence होगा, उधर आइस होगा, नहीं तो स्नो होगा. तो the plants have to survive. वो plants को उधर survive करना है. ये कैसे सर्वे करेगा? When there is snowfall, it will वो dry होकर उसके नीचे होगा. बाद में when it get melt, it will grow again. It has the capability to grow after that. That is tundra area. Then the desert area. The desert area also, the plant have lot of challenges, like too much of insulation होगा कुछ जगह पे, and too much of dryness होगा जगह पे. Dryness means it's if it is too much of dry, that is the desert region. Udhar water, there is lacking of water. As the plants, for the plants growth, water is very essential. But for a desert, it is not possible to provide enough water. So the plants has overcome all this survival. For their survival, they have adopted to that particular ecosystem. Atacama Desert or Sahara Desert or Gobi Desert. Gobi Desert, we know that that is a cold desert. So Gobi Desert or Hamara Thar Desert or whatever it is, these kinds of plants can be seen. So these are the major biomes that is being distributed. Even though I said it is limited to this particular area, but if you take the continents, so South America में है, अफ्रीका में है, इंडिया में है, डेजर्ट रीजन्स, एशिया में सब एरिया में देयर इज डेजर्ट है, whether it is cold or whether it is hot, it is present throughout. टुंड्रा रीजन नॉर्थर्न हेमिस्फीयर में, सदर्न एक्सट्रीम एरिया में इसका प्रेजेंस है. ग्रासलैंड इज आल्सो बीन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड थ्रू आउट. तो सब एरिया में सब डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है ये बायोम्स. बट द थिंग इज दैट these biomes, forest biomes, ये ऐसा biomes है, desert ये सब dominating biomes है. So this is one kind of floral distribution of the Earth's surface. If you look, this is actually the savanna climate, savanna vegetation ऐसा है. You can see plant trees, and in between you can see dry, almost dry grasses. तो उधर water कम है. But instead, if you look the grasslands, पूरा area में you can see wide area में you can see grasses. Then this is desert area. First plant है vegetation cover है, but it is also dry in their appearance. It has its own horns होगा, thorns होगा इसके अंदर for reducing the water loss, and it is fleshy in nature as well. Then these are mosses, वो कोल्ड एरिया में, अभी आर्टिक के जो सामने वाला जो नॉर्थ अमेरिकन एरिया है, नॉर्थर्न रशियन रीजन है, नॉर्थ कनाडा रीजन है, ये सब रीजन में यू कैन सी सच काइंड ऑफ एरियाज. देन द फॉरेस्ट कवर, दिस इज एक्चुअली एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट है इसमें कंटिन्यूअस. So these are the major biomes. Then when somebody asks you the global distribution of flora, there are actually 6 major floristic kingdoms है that is being distributed widely. पूरा हमारा अर्थ सरफेस को 6 floristic kingdom जैसा डिवाइड किया है. The early one was, we are saying about the biomes and where they were distributed. So if the question is global distribution of flora, you have to mention these 6 floral kingdoms. Of course, the earlier one was also included in the same, but the area has got its own name. The first kingdom is the Australian kingdom. Like the name states, it is widely seen in the Australian continent. Australian continent में है this Australian kingdom. And the main tree is the eucalyptus. यहाँ बहुत ज्यादा है eucalyptus का presence. This is actually the picture of eucalyptus. A particular plant है, यहाँ almost 600 varieties of eucalyptus present in this Australian kingdom. Almost the central area, Australia का जो central area है, you can see it is being widely distributed. There is too much of concentration of the eucalyptus plants. In reality, we know that will increase the acidic nature of the soil, so it will make the soil infertile also. Even large cover for trees है, but the क्या होगा, that will make the soil infertile. So that is the Australian kingdom. The second one is Cape Kingdom. Cape of Good Hope. आप लोग सुना होगा this term Cape of Good Hope. This is actually the southern tip of Africa. African का जो southern tip है, that is the Cape of Good Hope. So that area we can say it as the Cape Kingdom. The floral kingdom that has been developed in the southern tip of Africa, where in the plants have bulbs and tubers. तो ऐसा है, ये जो आप देखने से इसके अंदर एक प्लांट होगा, प्लांट के इधर बल्ब नहीं सो ट्यूबर्स जैसा स्ट्रक्चर, वो प्लांट के अंदर होगा। लोपला, निफोफिया, ऐसा बहुत कुछ ट्रीज टाइप है। एक्चुअली दिस इज निफोफिया है, ये जो दिख रहा है। तो दैट काइंड ऑफ प्लांट्स होगा उधर ज्यादा। बट इन रियलिटी ये तो पहले ये वो ऑस्ट्रेलियन का वो सदर्न टिप, अफ्रीका का जो सदर्न टिप था, दैट वाज एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट था उसी जगह पे। बट लेटर और ड्यू टू द कॉलोनाइजेशन बाय यूरोपियंस, यूरोपियन का कॉलोनी उधर आ गया है, फॉर द डेवलपमेंटल एक्टिविटीज दे हैव रिमूव्ड द एंटायर फॉरेस्ट कवर को पूरा निकाल दिया, एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड कल्टीवेशन, सॉरी दे हैव स्टार्टेड कंस्ट्रक्शन शुरू किया। So the remaining what is rest is these kind of plants which has the bulbs and tubers in it. So that is about the Cape Kingdom. Then the Antarctic Kingdom. So Antarctic बोलने से भी we know that it is in the Antarctic region, or it is in cold areas. The kingdom includes a narrow strip in the north of Antarctica, which runs from Patagonia and southern Chile of South America to New Zealand. So it is in the southern area, southern hemisphere में southern tip में where there is Antarctica है, उसी area पे you can see this kind of vegetations. So यहाँ क्या है, mostly the vegetations, बड़ा बड़ा trees कैसे होगा, that will be in comes from the coniferous family. Coniferous family type का है, आप if you look it will be like this, coniferous ना, तो ऐसा forest cover होगा उस जगह पे. And the major plant is Nothofagus. This यह है वो plant, ये याद रखने के लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल है, but if it is been asked, we want to remember some of the name of these plants. So Nothofagus है. Then these are plant actually. When we say about grass, it is short tussock grasslands and tall tussock grasslands. Short है तो ये तो ऐसा है, बहुत छोटा होगा ग्राउंड लेवल से, एंड बड़ा हो तो इतना बड़ा होगा इसका. दोनों ग्रासलैंड्स है, ग्रास है. दिस इज बीन फाइंड इन द अंटार्कटिक रीजन, इन द सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन उसी एरिया पे है. देन द फोर्थ वन इज पैलियोट्रोपिकल किंगडम. पैलियो भी होगा, नियो भी होगा. पैलियो मीन्स ओल्ड, ओल्ड ट्रॉपिकल एरिया में ओल्ड प्लांट्स का एक ग्रुप है, एरिया है, और वेजिटेशन इज ओल्डर इन द ट्रॉपिकल एरिया, दैट इज कॉल्ड पैलियोट्रोपिकल किंगडम. तो ये कहाँ पे है? मोस्ट ऑफ द अफ्रीका, साउथ वेस्ट एशिया, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, and southern and middle portions of China. So almost in tropical and subtropical area में इसका distribution है. The plants were old plants होगा उसी जगह, पुराना जो plants है वही होगा उसी area पे, and the land is almost the older ones. This has been again divided into African subkingdom है, Indo-Malaysian subkingdom है, then Polynesian subkingdom है. So these are the major areas that comes under the scope of paleotropical kingdoms. I will show you the map later. Then the neotropical kingdom. So paleo means old, neo means new. New tropical area में जो नया वाला प्लांट्स का एक ग्रुप होगा उसी जगह पे. The region includes the whole area of South America except southern Chile and the Patagonia, Patagonia desert, you know, that is in the South American region में, वो उसी region में है. तो वो that is distributed except this area, South America, पूरा South America में neotropical है. इसमें क्या है, कुछ common plants होगा that is being seen in the paleotropical as well as in neotropical. When we studied about the continental drift theory, we have said about the gypsophyte nature of South America and Africa. Africa and South America के बीच में जो gypsophyte है, that means in the early time we were considered these two continental mass were a single mass. So there is some uniqueness in the plants, but in neotropical kingdom you can see new type of plants also be there. Then the boreal kingdom. This floral kingdom includes whole of North America except Middle America, then Greenland, entire Europe, Northern Asia and Arctic region. This is actually the biggest kingdom of the entire kingdom. Entire kingdom लेने से this is the biggest one. पूरा नॉर्थ अमेरिका है एक्सेप्ट जिस मिडिल पार्ट, वो मेक्सिकन रीजन, वो रीजन है, वो छोड़ के बाकी सब एरिया होगा. देन द ग्रीनलैंड, देन द एंटायर यूरोपियन एरिया, नॉर्थर्न एशियन एरिया एंड द आर्टिक रीजन. इतना बड़ा रीजन है दिस बोर्ड. जो किंगडम के वो मोस्टस ये सब हम बोल दिया ना, दैट इज ऑलमोस्ट विजिबल इन दीस एरियाज. दिस इज आल्सो नोन एज द होलैरिटिक kingdom. Whole Arctic kingdom ये भी बोलेगा because this is mostly seen in the Arctic area. So whole Arctic region kingdom भी इसे बोलेगा. So these are the major kingdoms of the flora which has been distributed throughout the Earth's surface. If you look at this picture, अभी बोरियल देखो, यहाँ होल आर्टिक किंगडम बोलेगा. पूरा नॉर्थ अमेरिका है, ग्रीनलैंड है, यूरोप है, नॉर्थ एशिया भी है इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. सो दिस इज द बिगेस्ट वन. इफ यू लुक द पैलियोट्रोपिक एंड नियोट्रोपिक, पैलियोट्रोपिक अफ्रीकन का ये जो जगह है एंड इंडिया, ये सब आएगा पैलियोट्रोपिकल रीजन में. इंडोनेशिया, ये सब जगह इसके अंदर आ जाएगा. इवन द अरेबियन पेनिनसुलाइट्स आल्सो. देन द नियोट्रॉपिकल, that is actually the Middle America and the South America region. Then Cape Kingdom, that is South African Kingdom. ये Cape area, Cape of Good Hope, इसी जगह पे. So this is the South African Kingdom, or we can say it as Cape Kingdom. Then the Australian Kingdom, that is in Australia. Australia का जो सामने जो islands है, that will also be included. Then Antarctica, उसी region में जो है, that is Antarctic Kingdom में आएगा. So this is how the floral distribution of the entire world. इसमें important ये है, global distribution of flora and fauna. बोलने से you want to write these 6 points. Not go for this one. इसका तो जरूरी नहीं है, but for a general information, you have to understand what are the floral biomes that is been widely distributed. ये भी this is actually important, but this is not in our syllabus. So इसमें से question नहीं पूछेगा. Okay, that's about the distribution of flora. In the coming class, we can discuss about the global distribution of fauna. इस एरिया में कुछ डाउट है?